Hello, Labradoodle lovers, and especially our sweet fusion puppy families. This is a birth announcement video from Isle Doodles. These puppies are almost 48 hours. They were born on May 27th. And in today's video, we're going to introduce you to each of the puppies quickly. We're going to go through the whelping process, and we're going to give you a little bit of an update on Bachi. Hi, I'm Claire from Isle Doodles, and these are mini Australian Labradoodles from beautiful Bachi here and our handsome man Copper. Now, these little Labradoodle puppies are going to have a couple of unique things that you aren't going to see in our puppies that often. And what that is primarily is a little bit of a different looking coat, such as we see here in burgundy color. And what these little waves are curls, because Mr. Copper is a curly boy. Now you can see Bachi is not curly. She has what we call a wavy coat, but when you take the wave and the curl, you're going to end up with some puppies who have that curl, because there's two genes that make up curl. Now for Copper, both of his are curls. For Bachi, she has one curl and one not curl. So when we get the puppies, each puppy gets one of the alleles from each parent. And if a puppy happens to get the curly from Copper, because they all will, plus Bachi's curly, then we end up with a curly puppy. If we have a curly from Copper and a not curly from Bachi, then we end up with a wavy, very loose, open curl. So why do we like curls? Well, they're darn adorable, first of all. I just love the look of the little curls in an Australian Labradoodle. But the other reason is also because the curlier the coat, it tends to be even more allergy friendly. Does it always pan out that way? Absolutely not. Every dog and every person gets along differently. So you can never say absolutely, oh yes, this is an allergy-free dog. But they tend to be a little bit more allergy friendly. Now, if you look at these puppies here, all lined up in a row, you hear nothing. This is wonderful. This is what we always aim for with our litters, is quiet. When they're quiet, they're happy. They only are fussing if something is wrong, if they're cold, if they're hungry, if something just isn't right. Or when you have a brand new mama like Bachi, if they make a mistake when they're moving around and happen to end up lying down on one of their puppies. Oh my goodness, you can't believe how loud such a tiny little puppy can be. So this is Bachi's first litter, and she did a wonderful job. Lots of girls, when they have their first puppy, they're a little bit scared. They will yelp. Sometimes they'll run away from themselves. Not Bachi. Nope. She just sat there and went, oh, well, something's happening. This is different. She took a look. When the puppy was born, she looked. No, she didn't take the puppy out of the sack or do any of the things that experienced moms do. She let me do that for her because she didn't know what to do yet. But by puppy number 3, she was handling everything on her own and with very, very good skill. She was a very quick learner, right, Bachi Doodle? Yes, she's such a good girl. And now she is settling into her role very nicely. Bachi is a girl who has lots of enthusiasm for life. She likes to run around and she loves to be with people. So the first 24 hours were a little bit difficult for her in terms of understanding she would be here with her puppies and we wouldn't be here constantly. So she was a little restless. She got up and down a few times. But you know, by the time we went to bed, and her last puppy was born at 20 to 11 at night, we were in bed just after midnight after clearing everything up. By the time we went to bed, there is absolutely no interruption throughout the whole night. No puppies were crying because things weren't going properly. Bachi wasn't crying because she was upset or scared. So it was really nice. That's a really nice treat with a first-time mama. So Bachi had her puppies in the evening. Her first puppy was born at 8:34 p.m. and then her last puppy was born at 10:39 p.m. So 2 hours for 6 puppies. Quick, easy, absolutely no problems or issues with this delivery whatsoever. She has a decent amount of milk. We are, of course, monitoring the puppy's weights, making sure that they're gaining enough. If we feel that they're not, then we will supplement Bachi with a natural item called fenugreek to help boost that milk production if we feel it's necessary. But we won't do that till tomorrow at the earliest, because right now everybody's getting used to each other. They're getting settled in. So it's normal if we're not right at those high numbers right away in a first litter. So now let's quickly go through and meet all the puppies. Now, I don't know how Bachi's going to react. This is her first time making a video. If she doesn't like it when I pick the puppy up, we will leave the puppy down and I'll explain about the puppy to you. If she's okay with it, I'll pick the puppy up so you get a little bit of a better look at it. She seems to be pretty relaxed at the moment. The puppies have been nursing for a while, so they should be fairly content. It's only when they fuss around that she tends to be a little bit anxious. So our firstborn puppy is a boy, and he is blue collar. Now, I don't know them all well enough to find them all, but here he is right here. This is blue collar boy. And look at this handsome boy. Okay, I won't lift him up too much higher than that. This is a beautiful dark caramel boy. Now, Copper is a red caramel, and Bachi is a diluted chocolate, and Bachi's a tuxedo. And we're going to see some of those tuxedo patterns showing up in these puppies. So this puppy is not a full tuxedo, but he has the tuxedo markings on his face. He's got 4 white paws, just doesn't have socks, and lots of white underneath there, and then the little smish at the back of the head. And Mr. Blue Collar was born at 8:34, and he was 231 grams. Really nice weight. Pink collar girl was next. Oops, here we go. And there she is doing some acrobatic moves there, just showing you how good she is already at problem solving, trying to get to the milk bar. And she's very similar to her brother Blue. She's a little bit more of a blonde color caramel, but she too has these tuxedo style markings. She has a little bit less white on the top of her head there. I'm just going to adjust her collar for her, but she has more white going up her legs. You can see it goes a little bit farther up, just a little hint of white on the top of her head, and not so much white markings around her face. Lots of white underneath though on her chest and body. And Miss Pinky Poo was born at 9:05 p.m. and she was 263 grams. And I should have told you that Mr. Blue, the firstborn puppy, he was the smallest puppy in the litter. And then after Pink was Orange Collar. And Orange Collar is over here. Let's just show you Orange's back before we go any farther. She has beautiful, very, very deep chocolate markings there. So she is a chocolate party. She is nursing, so I'm just going to I might not take her off. I might just leave her. I was going to move Miss Brown Collar out of the way, and then maybe I'll see if she'll agree to coming out. I don't like to get them too disrupted this early on. There we go. There we go. Now we can see her pretty face. Beautiful symmetrical markings on her face. Mr. Blue, you're getting lost. There you go. And she's got the Cindy Crawford, little bit of a half stash on that side there. It's pretty cute. So she's probably going to have a pretty good stash going there, because this side is the full way around. This side we've just got this little small bit going on. And then these beautiful, beautiful rich markings down the back. Gorgeous deep chocolate color. Miss Orange was born at 9:35 p.m. and she was 289 grams, making her the biggest puppy in the litter. Next we have Burgundy Collar. Whoopsie, can I just put her down? Oh, and I just wanted to say too on Orange Collar has sort of got a bit of curl, but she's not going to be as curl as Miss Burgundy Collar, who we're going to take a look at next. Miss Orange is trying to find her way back to where she was. So I'm just going to give her a little bit of a directional push there, and maybe I can just straight. There we go. Here we go with Miss Burgundy Collar, who is also a very deep, dark caramel. Beautiful little blaze on the face there, very cute. And then she's the one you can see has the curls developing. Now, if you look closely, you'll see there's little highlights here in her coat. here on the top of her legs. So she may be what we call a frosted caramel. So many funny names for colors in Australian Labradoodles. The Miss Burgundy color was born at 9:56 p.m. and she weighed 271 grams. There you go, Miss Burgundy. I'm sorry, Orange stole your spot. Next, I do it, sweetheart. I love you too. Yes, your puppies are beautiful. Such a good job. Next, we have Mint Collar, who's down here enthusiastically chowing away. I'm just going to leave him there because he did just get on, or she rather. She is, again, a very deep, deep, deep caramel color. And you can see she has the white coming up her legs. She has a small white blaze on the top of her head, and she has a little bit of white on the side of her face. But primarily, she doesn't have a lot of white on the top of her body. She does have white underneath, and you can see the difference with her coat where it's quite straight. And Miss Mint Color Girl was born at 10:29 p.m. and she was 256 grams. And last but not least was Miss Brown Collar, who's over here next to Mint. And Brown, you've been there for a little bit, so maybe it's okay if you come off. There we go, yeah. And Brown, as you can see, is another little curly sweetheart. Now, this little girl is going to look very different in a few weeks' time. Right now, she looks like she's practically white with no collar. But I can tell you, she has beautiful caramel around this eye, over this ear here. You can see lots of it over on this side. And then she also has caramel down her back and then along on her tail. So she is what we call an extreme party. And an extreme party is a party. A party is two colors, with white being 50%. And an extreme party is when the white ends up being more than 50%, but the dog is not completely white. So she's really going to change because that caramel coloring is really going to darken up as time goes on. And Miss Brown was born at 10:39 p.m. and she was 263 grams. So now with Bachi, she is really doing quite nicely. I'm very happy with how she's coming along. If you take a look at Bachi, you'll see what the white on the head ends up looking like and the white on the face. She's got a little bit of goop still on her face from cleaning puppies and cleaning them up after being born. But that kind of gives you an idea of what that tuxedo pattern will look like on a mature dog. She's doing very well. She's got a good appetite. She's eating approximately 5 times more than she usually does. She was in good shape when she came. Her guardians did a terrific job keeping her well nourished. She's not thin at all. Her coat is soft, it's shiny. She's not shedding. She has no diarrhea. None of the things you'll see in a dog who is not being nourished well during pregnancy and during lactation. So she's got that good energy. She's got a good attitude. She's happy. I'm not sure she's really proud of them yet, but she's getting to the point where she's like, okay, I want to show what I've got, as opposed to, hey, pay attention to me instead of them. Bachi's guardian mom is coming to visit her on Saturday, and I think that Bachi by then is going to be really excited to show her puppies off to Kathy. Bachi and Kathy have a very good and close relationship, so I think it's really going to make Bachi quite happy to be able to say, hey, look what I did. I have no idea how I did it, but wow, look at me. So lots of fun with this group. I can't wait to watch them grow and develop, especially on little Brown Collar there with her colors darkening up that she has. And just one final thing, these are mini Australian Labradoodles. People often get very confused and think because the word mini is the name that's used for their size, means there's some little tiny precious lap dog that's not able to do anything, can't go on hikes, can't go on runs, you know, a dog that's maybe like a purse dog, like a Yorkie or something, a little itty bitty thing. Bachi is a mini, and you can see she is not a little tiny itty bitty girl. This girl can go on very strenuous hikes without missing a beat. She can run, she can swim, she can do any physical activity that you want to do with her. So while the word is mini, these are full dogs. These are not small in any way. And definitely with Bachi puppies, combined with Copper, you have very athletic, very fit dogs, full of personality and life. And we are really looking forward to seeing Mr. Copper's puppies grow. Copper hasn't had a litter for a while, but his puppies always have the most beautiful demeanors. He is a true gentleman. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. Click on the bell icon so you get notified when our videos come out. We've got a lot of videos going on right now because after 13 weeks of no puppies, we have 4 litters born within 10 days. We actually had a litter born this morning, and I just finished whelping them and then came right in here to do this video for you, so you had your birth announcement video. And in each video, we'll try to tell you something a little different. Even if you don't have a Van Isle Doodle or even an Australian Labradoodle, we try to give you some information that's helpful, whether you have a puppy, you're getting a puppy, or even if you have an adult dog. Or maybe you just love learning more about dogs. So please subscribe to our channel. If you have a moment, we'd so appreciate it if you had time to leave us some comments. That really helps us out. And besides, I love chatting with all of you. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again when these puppies are 1 week old.